protector in their composition, but you know what? They're not going to take the risk. They're going to take the lands immediately. Look at their priority picks here.
So, with that lance in mind, Infamous might go for something else rather than going for heavy dive, since the Taka and the Black Feather didn't have too much impact on the late game.
Yeah.
They might go for something of a Celeste here, because if I'm not mistaken, the second rotation pick, or the first pick for the second rotation, will be in the hands of Infamous, and I feel like a Celeste would be a pretty good usage. Vox has been banned out for Elite 8 here. That is good for at least dodging the lands. Once again, they did ban previously the Black Feather, so we'll see.
Yeah, Celeste is definitely open. Earlier from game number 2, it got taken away during the second rotation bounce, which means Elite 8 has the option of taking the Celeste this time around if they really wanted it to appear in their draft, or they could, you know, stick with what they were strong at. And Kestrel is open. It seems to be one of their comfort picks. Vox is also banned as well, but looking at their previous picks before, they're also the type that plays Batiste. They're also the type that plays Baron. You brought Baron up.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're taking their sweet, sweet time here for they're gonna stick with their guns. Picking the Kestrel. What do you think, Asarai, for Infamous?
Well, like I said, Celeste is open, so that's a huge possibility there. Having a Celeste with Frostburn does provide a sweet amount of CC that the lands might not be able to work with. And again, like I said, Spaghetti does like to play that. They can actually even go for, aside from this one, they can actually even go for Uni as a Scarf in the jungle, but that'll be a bit crazy because that's double CP power. But I mean, it could be, or he could actually still go for the Taka, but decides to go for the Crawl.
Crawl instead. This is the third instance we've seen a Crawl in our day number 1 for SCA Championship. I'm not surprised. We've seen how it's sort of, what do you call this? It's sort of a little bit effective at times depending on the team who's using it. But Infamous, this is going to be the first time I'm going to be seeing them play a Crawl. But for Elite 8, who are you going to pick? Are you going to be picking the same Sky to pair it up with the Kestrel and the Lance? That is the big question here.
Probably no, because
they are going to do the same thing. It worked in game number 2. Why not try it at game number 3?
That is ballsy, I would say.
Definitely.
Really confident with how they won on that second game. But Infamous, they have already adjusted. They got a Crawl, and Crawl, like I said, is pretty good in chasing down these targets. Sky, yeah, he does have that Surrey strike, so maybe he can survive the jungle. Well, we'll see.
The thing is, it's a different composition this time, and it's a question of, are they going to be doing the same tactic of, let's eliminate the Grace first before we actually commit to the fight? And then it worked out really well. But the thing that what happened earlier in the previous game is that it was only a close fight when late game occurred, when the Sky ramped up, when the Kestrel ramped up. But what happens if Infamous manages to snowball this time and actually finish the fight before any of these gets a spike? Do you think that Infamous has the capability of actually gaining that huge amount of control during the early phases of the game?
Yes, and the other thing that you pointed out was, even though the Kestrel and Sky get into the late game, I feel like with the Celeste pick that wasn't present on game 2, they also have themselves a hero who can actually scale into the late game. So now I feel like it's a bit more of an even field, but looking into it, I would still go into the hands of Infamous, because before they had only Clowny to depend on as CC, but this Crawl is pretty good. If he goes for that Poison Shift Tension bow combo, he has sustain and good amount of damage early game, so we'll just have to see if he does.
Yeah, I can feel like he's gonna mitigate the damage from the Kestrel once he actually tries to charge in from the Crawl, apply those important stacks for the side of Elite 8. Meanwhile, Infamous, very, very solid draft. They really love the Grace, it seems. They had the opportunity to take the lands. But because of, prioritizing Grace instead, it just means that they're not afraid of the lands pick from Anime Save Me at all. It's still okay for them. And they're confident enough to draft this sort of late game scaling and yet very consistent in all phases of the game from Infamous. So I'm really looking forward to how this is going to pan out.
True that. The thing for me here is I think they were okay with giving that Lance pick for Elite Eight because I think that what happened was, but I think that just Infamous they just said that okay, we already baited them out. Anime Saving will be playing the lands for sure, but now we're gonna be answering with better picks rather than trying to play the game of Elite Eight. So what they did was, if the Lance will be able to counter out the Black Feather and Ataka, what they're gonna do is they're gonna pick heroes who can bypass the Lance quickly without being in a hefty situation. So hence the Celeste and the Krull can just DMR the backline, get a from Hell's Heart or from Hell's Heart first, and then there's a good follow up from the Grace and the Celeste.
Yeah, the Celeste has a lot of zoning tools that could be done. Heliogenesis, definitely good. If you use the core collapse on towards the sky and towards the Kestrel, then you're just going to put her in place for the crawl can do actually, initiate and do the damage. But there's also a fallback in terms of safety with the Grace being locked in with the Divine Intervention, a lot of damage mitigation as well from their side. So it's another balanced comp from Infamous, but not as risky as, from before. From the dive in, Black Feather, and the Taco one.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the tank and spank can actually work because aside from, we were talking about how there's not a lot of, there was, actually now, Celeste has a good amount of peel coming in from the Grace, so she's going to be pretty well defended. And at the same time, the dive for Elite 8, I would say isn't as good because, again, there's good spacing for the Celeste. She has the Grace. I mean, the Sky can probably dive in, but you wouldn't want to actually go head first into a Grace, into a Krull, because you're just asking for it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm worried about is that you saw how effective Elite 8, whenever they execute the Scythian Wall, stun, and then Death from Above, and then Kestrel just lands in the Glimmer Shots and one shot, one kill just to secure all these targets from Infamous. So it's a tried and tested composition already, but the thing is they're facing a different one, and it wasn't a close fight. So things could go differently this time around as we approach game number 3 between Infamous and Elite 8. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Well, we are 1-for-1. This is a best of 5, guys. So you gotta remember, in this type of series, it's both of these teams trying to in the basic of the basics, both of these teams are trying to outlast in terms of mental fortitude and strategies against their opponents, who has the smarter drafting that's gonna be taking into account, and who has the better consistency as this best of 5, goes in deeper and deeper into the series.
Exactly. For me, Infamous just basically learned the fact that they cannot be just one step ahead of Elite 8 every time. They have to be like 5 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead, just to make sure that they will secure the win. And this time around, Elite 8 will not give
Whoa.
where you going, squad. It's just pulled right back in like a fin. But anyway, for Uni here.
We definitely forced our accord there.
Yes, sirree, Asteroid. Definitely forced the accord, rather. Anime Save Me, Elite 8, rather, are doing the zoning, the early game zoning, so that they can gain more control during the early phases of the game. They do not want Infamous, again, dictating this time around. This is very key. It's 1-for-1 this time. As Han Jaegers, what's the wow?
The items of official high and triple crystal bits, if I'm mistaken, and then for Han Jaegers, it's triple blade. It's kind of interesting just to see.
Wow, early game damage. They want the pokes here at the choke. Elite 8 just landing in the shot. Just anime save me, half HP.
Got the Spectral Smite. Can he connect this Holy Nova? And there you go. Good initiations for Infamous. Look at damage, though, coming in from Hun Jaegers and Official Hein. They got to be a bit careful. There is that flare will spot out Official Hein right there as he tries to initiate onto Clowny. Hallelujah. Look at that Glimmer shot. Good stun from the core collapse of Spaghetti. And where is our dear Uni? He will be getting that Treant. This is a Kroll, so, you know, one of the heroes that I like for the jungle because he does have that Spectral Smite. The more stacks you get, the better, I would say, I forgot what it's called.
The better
Handling or better finishing off of the camps is there for him, so it's pretty good. And he'll be able to out-camp or maybe even invade the sky if he wants.
Look at this guy waiting for the impale, but no steal whatsoever. Follows Uni in his rotations. And Uni is very, very patient. He's just going to start that off as Spaghetti will join into the fight. Going to be helping his jungler here. Nicely done.
So what they're doing right now is they know the Krull's going to have like a pretty cheap item build, which is, again, is the Tension Bow and that Poison Ship. So they're giving Spaghetti as much farm as he can get so that he can get, so he can arrive to his itemizations quite easily. There's going to be a fight.
Supernova is actually chunked on towards Elite 8. Anime save me, 1 HP, a couple of hits left. Clowny is just waiting for some cooldowns with a benediction, but looks like not gonna happen. Glimmer shots hitting Clowny. The pokes are happening, but looks like Anime Save Me is gonna be safe for now.
You still gotta be careful. That dead man walking is very, very scary. If you're out of position, he can get the stacks on the Spectral Smite, get even the slow as well. And once that happens, Grace has such an easy time to connect her Holy Novas, and it just makes it so easy or simpler to land your follow-up damage, and that's what allowed Infamous to get their first blood. And they're still trying to go for that one, and now they actually have a okay or a size or a okay gold lead, which is around 1,000. We'll have to see how Elite 8 do interact or try to counter out this tactic from Infamous. So this might happen.
In the 3 games or 2 games we've witnessed, looks like the Crawl wants to enter the fight. They're going to jump onto Han Jaegers, immediately dies from the Heliogenesis. Sky will try to land in the pokes and try to clear the waves just to scare off Infamous. But look at that, half HP already onto Clowny. Heliogenesis just going to keep on zoning them away, pushing them back towards their turret, and they're going to be fine for now. But Infamous is really looking forward, or rather looking towards gaining that lead on towards more map control, more clash control as well.
Spaghetti already having 5 minutes in of Frostburn, so he got a good amount of soft CCs to work with. This will make it easier for Clowny and Uni to actually follow up onto the damage. So this is what I was actually afraid of, was if you allow Spaghetti to get his comfort heroes and then allow him to go for his build path, he capitalizes heavily into that one, and then the rest of Infamous will take in pursuit. Right now, Elite 8, we've seen them on the previous game, you know, get a better foothold of the early game, but now coming into the 3rd game, it doesn't seem that way right now. They're going aggressive, and there's going to be just a little bit of a pause.
Wow, that was... I was ready for the initiation there for the fight, but looks like we're going to be seeing Spaghetti here. This is a cool looking phone. But anyway, you saw that they're very fearless. They're very fearless because they're comfy enough to... because they won the first fight. They know that they can take them on in this point of the game. It's very early. You can see that they're already level 6. Only the Sky is level 6, rather. And then for the side of Elite, or Infamous, rather, level 6 already onto the Crawl, onto the Celeste. So level advantage, which means more kits to work with. They've got the CCs already on their side. They've got the Solar Storm for that bursty damage. And you can hear that we're already in game as Uni is 1/4 HP.
His from Hell's Heart is on cooldowns. He's not going to use that just yet. What is Uni doing here? He's maybe just trying to bait in Elite 8, but weird rotations from the Infamous side, and it looks like Elite 8 will be getting a pretty sweet kill from that one as Uni tries to get a little bit more sugar in the jungle. Tension Bow bot as well.
Whenever that kind of play happens, Holly, hold that thought. There's the Glimmer shots landing. Spaghetti very low into this fight. Nice impale as Crawl will charge in. Gets bumped into the wall. Solar Storm not hitting the desired target here. But Spaghetti, running low in energy, will be forced to back away, buy some new items, but the cancel from the sky will not happen. Close enough.
At the edge of cancellation, though.
Yeah, at the edge of cancellation, indeed. But the thing that happened there, Clowny should reconsider.
Oh no, that Scout Trap spotted him out. Why, Official Hein, why? He's gonna get the trend at least, but still, Uni with the From Hell's Heart, from downtown, from out of sight, and he even does a kissy face.
Elite 8 a little bit comfy and too slow in clearing the camps, got spotted, got punished, and they had to suffer from that. But going back to what I was saying earlier on what happened there, Clowny should really be careful whenever she activates he activates the Benediction, can easily be punished by the Impale, by the Gynthian Wall as well, because one thing that Infamous can counter is rely on the core collapse. Wow, look at the pokes from Hun Jaegers. This is good poke because at least it scares away Infamous to try in something funny. Right now, we see that the Impale, Anime Save Me already level 6, combat roll going to be available, more mobility, more dodging mechanics, more playmaking for the team as well. So we'll see how that's going to pan out as Grace still does not have level 6, does not have Divine Intervention because Elite 8, look at that, they're very aggressive right now.
No Crucible just yet for the side of Elite 8. You can also see Hun Jaegers has no reflex block. Official Hein does have an Anime Save Me, but if that From Hell's Heart does connect onto the Kestrel, he will get blown up. The other thing that you have to take note here is look at Spaghetti CS, 100 to the 85 of Hun Jaegers. Uni has been giving him every single farm, and now he is level 8. Overdrive on that Heliogenesis, so the range on this is going to be insane. Now, I feel that that's going to be the spike here at Infamous. We're looking forward to get more objectives, but let's just find out.
I'll find out soon enough. Elite 8 just going to be planting a couple of scout traps to get more vision around the map, not allowing any funny rotations from the crawl, since Uni's definitely comfy with that. He just strikes out of nowhere. Clowny finds Anime Save Me. Definitely not the target you want, but actually Benediction's in. We'll see. There's the Gynthian Wall. Slams Clowny towards the wall, but it's going to be fine for now.
Ouch! Just one Heliogenesis, even without the Supernova, is dealing so much chunk against Hun Jaegers. And you can see the artillery has begun from Infamous. They're trying to chip down this turret as much as possible, while at the same time not allowing EA to actually go for the counter chip as well. So it's doing pretty good for Infamous. Elite 8, they gotta rely on Anime Save Me, but Anime Save Me has no good target. But wait, hold that thought. He's going for the Gynthian Wall, Surrey Strike as well, but the Crawl has actually gone into the fight. For the meantime, Solar Storm will connect, and they're backing away.
Really great job from Infamous, evening that out, forcing Elite 8 to back away. Crawl enters in the fight. Anime Save Me super low at this point. Divine Intervention being used onto Uni. Clowny steps in the trap, just going to kick that turret down, and they will settle for that for now.
For now. One shot, one kill. Will you anger the wrath of the gods? The stun connect to Official Hein, and they have literally bit off a bit more than they can chew. Hun Jaegers is trying to be a bit fancy with his footwork here, but he might get caught out just as well. 12 seconds onto the ultimate of the Crow.
Oh.
But that was not necessary as the Heliogenesis. Well, if Genesis is the start of something, well, this Heliogenesis is the end of the lives of Elite 8.
Definitely, Asurai. Elite 8 almost got baited out there. It was definitely a juicy target watching the Crawl close to that with all the Glimmer shots hitting and all the autos hitting from Hun Jaegers. But if you go closely, that's definitely going to be another great bait mate from Spaghetti, or from Crawl rather, as Spaghetti will land all the hurt in the world. But now we're seeing a close gold in terms of 2K gold lead only for Infamous. But in terms of towers, they got one at least. on their side, a lot of vision for both of the two teams here on the respective sides of the jungle. But you saw how things can turn around for the side of Elite 8. Whenever a really good impale happens, we saw that Anime Save Me walks casually. Nicely done block there from the side of Elite 8. So really denying that CC coming from the ultimate of Uni. And they're just going to be gaining and walking and patrolling, getting objectives away from Elite 8. But I feel like a fight might start soon.
Oh, that's smart. All right, I'm just going to say something after this one happens. Who's going to get the steal onto the gold mine? It's going to be the Krull. You can't really beat the Spectral Smite right now. An official Hein. He's got to back away. The charge in from Clowny. There's the official, or rather the Heliogenesis just for the follow-up. A little bit of the lag, but still, the Solar Storm hits its mark. And I actually just wanted to say something. You saw how they used the Crucible to actually stop the from Hell's Heart, right?
Yes.
But then they immediately rotated to the gold mine, which actually allowed, or rather they forced Elite 8 to rotate to that, but okay.
Anime Save Me, might in a little bit of trouble here. He's gonna impale back. Nicely done Crucible just to counter the CCs. And here we go, active camo being used. Heliogenesis just dropping from above. As Spaghetti will find a target. Official Hein is not gonna escape, just gonna explode from the damage. Anime Save Me is just gonna be in a little bit of a pinch. Gynthian Wall, Solar Storm will finish him off. Another hero down.
Official Hein has officially lost his mind.
Exactly.
That was a base check without vision. You never should ever do that. He was embraced by a core collapse, and well, he has collapsed himself.
There you go. He's just going to walk right in. Did not expect the crawl to be there. And the burst coming in from Spaghetti and the crawl is just too much. Anime Save Me on the side. Definitely not in the best position to save any of the members from Elite 8. So I'm not quite sure what the plan was there. But look at that. Gold lead is slowly but surely creeping into the side of Infamous. And Han Jaegers, you might be in trouble here.
Oh, that Frostburn was glorious. That item just gives so much slow with the Heliogenesis. Uni's gonna block out that stun, but Anime Save Me might have actually given himself to the Wolves as he tries to save his team. An intervention from Clowny is gonna be perfect, and they get blown up. This Crystal Sentry could be a secondary objective here, but Infamous, they just want to get that turret.
They are really ramming through objectives, ramming through heroes from Elite 8 side, and with no casualties as well. They chain their skills properly. No one can deal with a crawl. No one can deal with Celeste. They can't reach. All Elite 8 has been doing is playing defensively. But the thing is, that's all they can do at this point of the game because Infamous has been already in the lead, like 5 steps ahead of them. Even in gold lead, they're so far ahead. But then again, we've seen Elite 8 come back from the grave. You know, they're almost dead, but then they still managed to pull through. And this is the same comp that made that happen. So with Elite 8 reaching, that was an 18-minute game. If I remember correctly. So it's still 14 minutes in, but then again, the same can be said for, you know, Celeste, for Krull. They scale really well into the late game. And for INF, they're in a very comfy spot. As long as Clowny is safe, I haven't seen an instance where Clowny just get obliterated from, you know, these clashes. So we'll see what's going to happen.
This is one of those rare times where we're going to be seeing a Shiver Steal bought by one of these players of Spaghetti.
Oh, that was close, man.
I don't think he's going to die from that, though. There's no over-the-wall follow-up, except maybe from Official Hein, but he doesn't want to YOLO through the wallow. As it looks like there's going to be a Solar Storm. Official Hein, by the grit of his teeth, will be able to survive, but the recall is there. Look at the Heliogenesis just going in for the zones here, and the Kraken has been started. I don't think they're going to be able to steal this. The reason why is that Spectral Smite is such a good last hit tool for any camp that you're trying to get. Even the Kraken.
Death from above can still be used here. And there's one shot, one kill. They managed to steal it. Looks like they've done the impossible. Elite 8, again, they're doing a miracle run for their match this time around. They did it again, Asteroid. They did it again.
My jaw has been officially dropping this entire day from how many Kraken steals I have seen all throughout. But the fight is not yet over. Here we go. There's a Solar Storm. Look at the health from Anime Save. He's got to back away for the meantime. There's still that tier 1 turret for the Kraken to deal with, and Infamous are okay with giving that away. Oh, the from Hell's Heart almost connecting. Spaghetti, he got no HP. Oh, why, Clowny, why? They're coming back from this one. Uni, they're so low in HP. If he can actually go in, DMR it up. Can he go for the damage? No! And Elite 8 have come back from the fight. This Kraken is 40% from his HP, and Elite 8 have turned the fight around.
6K gold lead, 8K gold lead, whatever lead you have, Elite 8 doesn't care. They're going to come back from almost losing the fight. And what went wrong there? There's so many low health targets.
Spaghetti! There, his positioning. Oh
he was
no!
greedy. He ate all the shots from the sky.
Where was the intervention from Clowny though?
It was already used by the Grace.
She had an echo and it was on cooldown again.
It's on cooldown again. Where was it used? It's 25 seconds on the clock. Echo already being used as well.
Yeah.
So probably the second round was used on herself because Clowny was very low. So one shot, one kill. Chunks, Spaghetti onto almost half HP. Scout traps being activated here. This is tricky. This is very tricky, Asarai. It could be deja vu all over again for Infamous. Elite 8 could take this away from Infamous again, just like game number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be very close. I'm curious to see if, like, we're going to be seeing Uni feel still confident in his initiation as the Krull, because I think that's where they're going to start. He has a Shiver Steel, he has the DMR, and he's going to be starting it off, followed by Clowny and Spaghetti. Like I said, will be dealing damage from the backline. Now, the difference from then and now is that there's so much chip or so much shred from the sky, so they got to be careful.
Definitely. I mean, once the Grace falls, there's no front line, proper protection for Spaghetti and Uni anymore. So the thing is, the questionable thing was they were so focused on the Kraken, they forgot that they kept winning all these fights. Why not bait the Kraken and then use that tool, use that as so that Elite 8 is forced into a fight, force them to actually contest. Because if you focus too much on the Kraken, then there is a huge chance that Elite 8 can just steal this away from you.
Yeah.
It could happen again. Crawl, waiting to the brush. Anime, save me!
Oh, no stun though.
No stun indeed. They're going to be playing this really safe for now. Lane is slowly pushing in favor of Infamous.
Yeah.
So they can just, less a little bit easy. But they're even in turrets already.
The other thing here that you gotta remember is it should have been Infamous, but Anime saved me with the godly steal on the Kraken, even through the max stack Spectral Smite. So now, like I said, it might be deja vu.
It might be deja vu. Look at official Heinz. Going to be circling around. There's no vision there whatsoever.
Oh, no.
But Uni actually...
They know what's up. The stun connecting. There's the core collapse. The Solar Storm will not connect, but the damage is still there. It's going to be close. Kraken, very low in HP. Down to 1/4. Can they do it? They got the flare right now. They have the Heliogenesis going for the zone out. They're trying to deal for it. Can they get it? What the hell just happened? They stole the Kraken once again. Oh my God. And Elite 8, they have gone for the chase. Oh no.
Not again. Elite 8 keeps doing this to Infamous. Deja vu for the third time. And panel is actually wrong. It's not Infamous taking the game. Elite 8 is taking it. They take it away from Infamous. And look at that. Elite 8, one win away in their home court for going into the finals.
I have no words. A first stolen Kraken is all right, but a second one is unforgivable. That was not supposed to have happened at all.
Exactly. If I were Infamous for our next game, I will not initiate the Kraken when all 3 members, hell, when all members from Elite 8 is alive, anyone, I would not try that.
I swear Elite 8